So with the help of virtualization, it is possible to virtualize the operating system, the software or in a hardware, and even the storage devices like memory devices. Whenever we would like to have the service, we can ask the service provider to provide the service, and we will be billed or we can pay only for the amount of resources, amount of time it has been utilized. Hosting data on the third-party resources can lead to the putting the data at risk. It has the chance of getting attacked by any hacker or cracker very easily. Dear students, welcome to Computer Science classes. I am Ravi Kumar KR, lecturer in Computer Science, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Students, let us start our discussion with the concept virtualization. Now, in this session, we are going to talk about what is virtualization, definition of virtualization, features and characteristics of virtualization, advantages and disadvantages of virtualization. So let us start with the definition of virtualization. So what is virtualization? So it is a process that allows a computer to share its hardware resources with multiple digitally separated environment. So the concept of virtualization is it is a process that allows computer to share hardware resources with multiple digitally separated environment. The meaning here is the sharing of same hardware with multiple users. It can be hardware resources or software resources. It can be shared by multiple users or multiple computers of the same hardware. The same hardware or software will be shared by multiple users. So each virtualized environment runs within its allocated resources such as memory, processing power, and storage. So here, see virtualization. So here each virtualized environment. So it is possible to have multiple virtualization environment. I mean, more than one virtualization is possible with number of computers, and that is with respect to resources such as memory, processing power, and storage devices. Now, this virtualization creates a simulated or virtual computing environment as opposed to a physical environment. See, actually the concept of virtualization is the one physical environment means the one physical hardware is virtualized or used by multiple users with a different multiple environment. So here each virtualization, one device, the physical environment, it can be virtualized for multiple users or multiple computers. So here this is going to simulate the physical environment, that is virtualization. So it often includes computer generated versions of hardware and operating system, storage devices, and so on. So with the help of virtualization, it is possible to virtualize the operating system, the software or in a hardware, and even the storage devices like memory devices. So this is the basic concept of virtualization. So it is basically it is a process is going to simulate the physical environment with multiple virtualization environment or with multiple users. That is the definition of virtualization. Now let us see what are the advantages and the features of virtualization. So the advantage is that is a cost saving. Why it is cost saving? The most significant advantage of virtualization is in cloud computing is cost saving. See, because instead of having a multiple servers, see for example in any company or any organization can have only one server, and the same server can be with the help of virtualization. So we can create multiple virtual environment for multiple users. So with the help of this, so this is a cost saving with respect to having one physical server, and other users can make use of virtualized environment of the same physical device. So this is the one of the advantage. Next, resource utilization. Here, so instead of having three different servers for multiple users or three different users, so there are chances of utilization of resources is minimum. So with the help of this virtualization, we can have a full utilization of computer resources. Next one is scalability and isolation. Here, physical environment, it can be isolated from virtual environment. Then improved management and flexibility and disaster recovery. See, these are the advantages of having virtualization. Now let us see what are other features or benefits of virtualization. Here, the more flexible and efficient allocation of resources, what you have seen in the previous slide. So we can, with the help of virtualization, it is possible to use the resources effectively and enhance development productivity, and it lowers the cost of IT infrastructure, because that is the main advantage of virtualization is cost. It is a cost effective or is economical, because it is better to have one infrastructure and all other resources which can be used by users as a multiple virtualization environment. Next one, remote access and rapid scalability and high availability and disaster recovery, and pay per use of the IT infrastructure on the demand. Actually, with respect to cloud computing, one of the advantage of cloud computing is it is pay or per use. Means whenever we would like to have the service, we can ask the service provider to provide the service, and we will be billed or we can pay only for the amount of resources, amount of time it has been utilized. So same concept even holds good with respect to virtualization. Then enables running multiple operating system. So it is possible to have operating system virtualization or software virtualization. In the next slide, let us see what are the disadvantages or drawback of this virtualization. Here, high initial investment. With respect to clouds have a very high initial investment, but it is also true that help in reducing the cost of companies. So here, as we have seen, as the advantage is cost effective, but only initial investment for the cloud, it will be costlier. Otherwise, it will be economical for virtualization. Learning new infrastructure. Now, as the company shifted from server to cloud, it requires highly skilled staff who have skill to work with the cloud easily, and you have to hire new staff to provide training to current staff. So as we are moving from the server concept to cloud concept, that is with help of virtualization, it is better to have skilled people or those who have experience with respect to cloud computing, or it is better to train the current staff. Next one is risk of data. Hosting data on the third-party resources can lead to the putting the data at risk. It has the chance of getting attacked by any hacker or cracker very easily. See, this is one of the drawback of this cloud computing, because here all the data will be hosted by or will be maintained by the cloud service provider, and number of organizations will be dealing with the same provider. So there are chances of there are many data of different organizations or company will be on the same computer or will be in the same server. So there is a chances of data risk. This is the drawback of even virtualization. Okay, in the next slide, increased security. So here, the ability to control the execution of guest program in a completely transparent manner opens the new possibilities for delivering a secure, controlled execution environment. So with the help of this virtualization, so the security factor will be high, so that we have to increase the security. Now, manage execution. So in particular, sharing aggregation, emulation, and isolation are the most relevant features. So that is the main drawback of this. Next one is sharing. It is allow the creation of separate computing environment within the same host. So what is the drawback of this? Here, the sharing of the resources the same from the same host, it is again a drawback. Now, aggregation. It is possible to share physical resources among several guests, but virtualization also allow aggregation, which is the opposite proof, which is the opposite process. See, these are all the different drawbacks of virtualization. Students, in this session, we have learned the definition of what is virtualization and advantages and drawbacks of virtualization. Let us continue our discussion in my next class. Thank you very much.